Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, comrades and friends, my name is Dr. Ian Phillips, and we have some breaking news for you. So, the Kobesi letter says that Iran has officially rejected the U.S.'s peace proposal and sets 5 conditions for an end to the war. Iran's conditions include number 1, an immediate end to attacks and assassinations on Iran. That's probably never going to happen. 2, establishment of concrete guarantees against future U.S. attacks. Probably not going to happen. 3, clear determination and guaranteed payment for war damages. Definitely not going to happen. 4, international recognition of Iran's authority over the Strait of Hormuz. Probably not going to happen. And 5, an end to the war across all fronts, including for all Iranian proxies in the region. And now we wait for a response from the United States. I don't think this is going to end well, guys. These are some serious demands here, and let's break down each one and why I don't think it's likely at all. So obviously, there's going to be some trauma there. I mean, you literally just killed their supreme leader. The guy who's been in power for like 40 years. You just ended his life. Yeah, they're not going to be so happy about that. In addition to that, you bomb the hell out of the next one. Again, not so happy about that. And now we're in a situation where, it feels like, everybody's being assassinated in that country because they are being assassinated in that country. And it feels like nobody's safe. Right? There's going to be a constant state of paranoia here. These attacks are endless. The assassinations are endless. They can't get anything going. And it's very, very bad for Iran. I mean, how do you think about it this way? If the president were to get bombed and the vice president, and then now you have all the generals and leaders and a bunch of politicians are dying left and right. You're gonna want that to stop. And the United States, I don't think that we have any intention of letting that stop. This is a guy who almost started this war in his first term, and by some miracle, this did not end up happening. So I don't see that this is going to end anytime soon. In addition to that, number 2, it says establish concrete guarantees against future U.S. attacks. Donald Trump has made it extremely clear that he wants to keep attacking Iran because even when he says that this war is effectively ended, he still has not ended the war. We're still over there. We're still bombing people. So the war is not ended. And they're lying to you in the media. I mean, this is just pure propaganda at this point. The party's most essential command is to reject your eyes and ears. And that's what Donald Trump is doing here. He's telling you to reject your eyes and ears here. And if we lived in a time before, modern media, this would be the party that's rewriting history as the victors, and you would never know the other side. So I can't imagine that there's going to be any guarantees against future U.S. attacks. This is the dude who, for God's sake, he got rid of the Iran deal when he first took office. The deal whereby Iran could only use, could only do anything with respects to nuclear, only for research purposes and for energy purposes. And they were under full and complete cooperation under that agreement, full, complete of compliance. And the IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Association, said that that was the case. And yet we still pulled out of the agreement anyways. You know why? So that way we can set the stage for a war here. We can say, well, look, they're going to start, getting nuclear weapons. Which is something that Netanyahu, for example, has been saying all the way since the 80s, probably before that. So very, very bad. And we know that that's not that they don't have the weapons, right? Because why the fuck would we attack them if that were the case, right? You could say, well, they're treating their people badly. It's like, bro, North Korea is treating their people way worse, and we know they got nuclear weapons, and we don't mess with them. The only reason we mess with Iran is because we know they don't have them. And why wouldn't they want to get nuclear weapons? Why would they want to keep being bullied by the United States? I mean, for God's sake, even France came out and said, we're no longer going to allow the U.S. to be this bully in the world. We're no longer disclosing our nuclear stockpile. In fact, we're going to rev it up now because Donald Trump and his crazy claims and this administration's insanity that's going on in the world. I don't necessarily see number 2 happen. In addition to that, number 3, it says clear determination and guaranteed payment for war damages. There is no way in hell we are ever going to pay for their war damages. That's just not going to happen. You think that his base is going to want that? Absolutely not. It's not going to happen. So we can just throw that out the window. We don't even need to discuss that one. Number 4, international recognition of Iran's authority over the Strait of Hormuz. This one, is possible. But the way in which Israel and Trump are licking the lips over this little area right now, I cannot imagine that they're going to make this concession. Certainly not right now. Maybe in the future, somewhere down the line, when things die down a little bit, because things inevitably always die down. Maybe that's the case, right? But I don't see that. I don't see that happening here anytime soon. So recognition over their authority, probably not going to happen here. Probably not going to happen. And you know what's so funny about this too? I'm not funny. It's incredibly depressing, incredibly scary that we can have politicians just lie to us like this. I seen JD Vance the other day, and he was like, well, the reason that the oil prices have went up is because of Biden, right? Biden caused all of this. It's like Biden caused all of it. Fucking excuse me, like you started a war with an extreme oil exporter. Like you're the one who caused this, right? But people are so brainwashed and they're so stupid that they don't recognize any of this sometimes. And so even his base, which is leaving him in droves, by the way, even a lot of his base still ends up supporting this guy, which is just insane, right? They're so far gone. There is no. They're deluded, right? They're deluded. You probably take out the DSM-5, find delusional disorder, and I guarantee they hit all the marks. So not good. In addition, that says number 5, end to the war across all fronts, including for all Iranian proxies in the region. We now await a response from the U.S. Yeah, that's not gonna, nah. Now, when you include proxies in there, not gonna happen. And when you say, okay, well, could we end the Iran war? It's like, well, I don't know, man. Maybe Trump would go for it, but I can't imagine so. They get a lot of money from these donors here, and my man is running for a third term, bro. He's running for a third term. I wouldn't doubt it. If you were to say, is he gonna run for a third term? A couple years ago, I would have said no. But after everything he's done now and the comments that he's made, I would say it's probably likely that he will. And so, we're in the situation now where I'm like, dude, there ain't no way this man's going to be ending this war here. He needs that donor money, and he's going to need to, really make the people who want this war to keep going on happy. And so I don't know. It's a weird time that we live in. And that's just my take on that. And number 5 is a tricky one here. Maybe I don't even have the answer to number 5. But I don't see it ending. I don't see it ending. Just look how long these timelines take with respects to a lot of the wars that we've had go on in the Middle East for a very long time. The Iraq War. We're still in Iraq, right? Like hello, and they'll say, oh, what ended in what 2011? What was it? 2003, 2011? Like, come on, like really? You think that? Like, come on, we're still over there. So don't give me that. If we're still in the middle, why are we in the Middle East? Why are we there? Is that an America First policy? I don't think so. So as far as I'm concerned, we should not be anywhere outside of like a little embassy. And if you want a base here or there, maybe, but you better have permission from the place there, and you certainly better not be bombing them, spending billions and billions and billions and billions upon trillions and trillions and trillions of taxpayer dollars for absolutely no reason. When we could be spending that domestically at home and making the lives of Americans a lot better. But oh my God, that would be socialism. Oh my God, that's socialism. We can't do socialism. Like, so dude, fuck off, man. It's so ridiculous in this country how we even have to argue with this, right? I mean, like it's so foreign to me, especially considering that there's a lot of Western Europe here who has advanced beyond this point. They've progressed past this. They don't have to deal with a lot of this BS. But the United States is that exception. We got our, free market, baby, free market, and that goes for politics as well, apparently. And so. I don't know. It's an interesting time that we live in, and it's very unfortunate. And there needs to be some serious changes to this country's, constitution and the way in which we do things. And I don't know. I don't see that happening anytime soon. Maybe in the future, but not anytime soon. And so, with that said, guys, hope you did enjoy the video here. My name is Dr. Ian Phillips, and if you enjoyed, try to hit that subscribe button, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.